Hi everyone and welcome to our screencast on how to build a WordPress blog. It's brought to you by buildawordpressblog.com, and in this screencast we're going to show you how to set up a WordPress blog or web page in just 15 minutes. It's extremely easy to do once you know how to do it. This is great for your business, it's great for improving SEO, getting your name out there, building exposure, building an audience, and establishing yourself as an authority on whatever field you're in. Business purposes aside, a blog is just a great way to keep in touch with people. And a self-hosted blog is going to provide you a lot more functionality than any of the free options available out there right now. Self-hosted WordPress sites are extremely easy to set up. At the time of this recording, I actually set up my first one 4 days ago, and since then I've set up 4 additional pages using self-hosted WordPress sites. It's incredibly easy, the tools are extremely powerful, and there's very little learning curve on the back end. And we're going to guide you through the process to get you from right now to having a fully functional blog, and at the end of this video you will have a post up and going. So let's get you started. So to get started you're going to need 3 things. The first thing you're going to need is a credit card to pay for your hosting when we get to that point. The second thing you're going to need are several ideas for domain names. That's your URL name, basically your web address that lives in the bar on top. And the third thing you're going to need is about 15 minutes to go through the screencast. Again, by the end of this, you're going to have your first entry posted and live online. Alright, so let's get going. So to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up your hosting over at bluehost.com. Hosting, in a nutshell, is the place where all the information about your blog and the website lives online. It's not anything you need to know the technical details about. You just need to know that, like a car, when you turn the key, it turns on. That's all you need to know about hosting. So the hosting I'm going to recommend for you guys is a site called bluehost.com. There are several options. You can use something like GoDaddy or other ones. I like bluehost.com for a couple of reasons. One, they're very affordable. They're very cost competitive, if not the cheapest that I've ever worked with, depending on what you're getting. And I really like that about them. The second reason why we use Bluehost is because WordPress is built right into that. We can use Bluehost to host our web blog, and the WordPress plugin is a part of Bluehost. That's fantastic. It makes it very easy, makes this whole experience very turnkey. The next reason why I like Bluehost is that they're a wholesome company. They are, to my knowledge, the only hosting service that does not allow pornography on their sites. They're not going to censor you, but at the same time, your content won't be living side by side with pornography, for example. So if that's important to you, great. Full disclosure, we here at buildawordpressblog.com get a nominal referral bonus every time we send someone through to Bluehost. That said, when you guys go through us, you actually get a price reduction on your hosting. So it's a win-win on both parties. If that referral makes you uncomfortable, feel free to just register through Bluehost, but the price will go up just a little bit. So what we're going to go do now is set up hosting over at bluehost.com. And to get there and to get to the special price, we're going to go up to the address bar here, and we're going to type in buildawordpressblog.com/go. You can see it's going to redirect us over to bluehost.com. And once you're here, it's really simple. You can see that this premium web hosting has been reduced to $3.95 per month, or rates as low as that, depending on your package. You just click sign up, and you need a domain name. Now, I know that my domain name is going to be thedirectorsblog.com. You don't need to type .com into this area. It's going to have it. If you already have a domain name, it's a little bit more complicated. There's another step, but for our purposes right now, let's just click on this. And while it's checking on that, it's going to come back with the availability of that URL. Now, I've been here before, and I know it's available, so congratulations, we've already got it. Here you're going to have some basic account information that you need to fill in. The first is going to be your name, so I'm just going to do this real quick, and I'm going to blur out my text so you guys can't see it. And my company. I'm going to put in an email address. Okay, now as we scroll down here, you can see that there are different pricing options available. If you go for all 36 months up front, the price that you're going to get is $3.95 a month, but you have to pay for 36 months up front. That's how they're able to offer that low pricing. I, on the other hand, am going to choose $5.95 per month, and that's the 12-month price. The total is going to come out to a little bit more than $71. Here, these other charges are already going to be selected. For our purposes right now, we're just going to deselect these. You can always add them on later. And finally, you're going to go fill in your billing information. I'm going to do this real quick and blur it out. Okay, once you have all your information entered, you want to make sure that you click on this button right here, agreeing to the terms of service, the cancellation policy, all their legal jargon, and click Next. So now it's going to give you a bunch of additional options. You can buy the names around your blog, but if it's your first blog ever, I don't recommend this. The important thing is to get you going. I'll encourage you to do more, so keep going. I don't select any of these things typically. And you can scroll to the bottom and see that your additional total upgrade is $0. If it's more than that, go back and look at what you have on here and deselect it, unless you meant to select it, in which case you can press complete, and it's going to send that transaction through. Okay, so here we go. You can see that the transaction was successful. You can scroll down and look, here's your domain name and your business name and all the information you entered before. This is basically your receipt, and you can see what you'll be billed. We're going to scroll back up and we're going to go create password, and to do this I'm going to create a new window. So I held down the command key or the control or the shift key if you're on a PC. And I would enter a password that's pretty complicated. You can see the requirements over here on the right side, and they're going to disappear as you fulfill these. So I'm just going to type in one that I know works. Okay, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to go submit. There you have it, the directorsblog.com is loading. Great, so the password has been updated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type in our password that we just created. And we're going to log in. All right, so I want Chrome to remember my password so I don't have to. So I'm going to click Save Password up here in the top corner. I know that's getting cropped a little bit for you guys. I'm going to click Save Password. So now that we're registered, I'm going to forgo the Cloudflare offer and click on No Thanks, take me to my cPanel. First, it's going to log me in, and it's going to take me to my control panel. Now I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to skip this part. I'm going to say no thanks, I'm fine. And we're going to scroll down just a little bit here. This is our control panel, by the way. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to go to Site Builders, and we see here WordPress is one of those options. So I'm going to click on that. And what this is going to do is it's going to install WordPress for us. Okay, so now that we're on this page, we don't want to pay attention to anything here except for WordPress, and the latest version at the time of this recording is 3.5. We're going to click on this guy and install WordPress from this page. Okay, and it's going to let us install WordPress, so I'm going to click on Install. Okay, so now that we're here, it's going to give us some options. The first one is, where would you like WordPress installed? I'm just going to leave it at the root URL unless you have some crazy installation that you're trying to do, and I'm guessing you don't. So let's just scroll down to step number 2, Advanced Options. Here it wants you to put in your site title. This is something we can change later on, but let's just put it in. Mine is the Directors Blog. And finally, here on the bottom, there are plugins and themes. I'm sure they're going to try to contact you if you have these, so I'm just going to deselect them. I can always change my plugins and themes later on. And step 4 here is legal information, saying that you've read all the terms and conditions. You can scroll through those if you want. Otherwise, I'm just going to click Complete. So if this screen comes up, that means that it already has something installed there. I'm going to install WordPress over the top of it. So I'm going to tell it it's okay to overwrite the files that already exist there. I'm again going to uncheck these. I'm kind of glad this happened actually, so you guys get to see that. And we'll try complete. And it's going to go and overwrite everything that's already in there. It's not a big deal because I just bought it and therefore nothing's in there. So now you can see it's removing the old files and it's installing WordPress for us. You know, I just want to take this moment to reflect on how unbelievably easy this is once you know where to go. It takes very little time at all to set up a blog, and it's kind of amazing. So this part is important right now. Now that we're on the screen, you can see that it's given us the site blog address, or my blog's address, your URL address, right? So I want to hold down Command, or if you're on a PC, I think it's Shift, and click on this and open it in a new window. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bookmark this. Let's put it not under recipes, we'll put it under business. And I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to do the same thing over here on this next window, and it's going to ask for the username and password. Now it just gave us those right here. It gave us admin as a default and this password which it generated. You can change that later on. For the time being, let's type those in. And I'm just going to copy and paste this password and drop that in there. And I'm going to say remember me so we don't have to type that in every time. And I'm going to log in. And here we are. Welcome to WordPress. So now that this is loaded, here we are. This is your WordPress dashboard. It's the back end of WordPress and how you make changes that show up on the front end, which is what your audience is going to see. From here, you can control every aspect of WordPress. You can control your themes, posts, comments. There are a myriad of tools and stuff like that. But for now, we're just going to go over to your post section. And you can see there's already a post there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit this, or you can go to post and say add new. But for now, I'm just going to edit this one. And you can control the title here. So I'm going to call this my first post. And I'm going to say new to WordPress and love it. That's great. So now what you do is all you do is you click on this update. And we can come back here onto this tab, or we can go up to our dashboard here and click on this link, and it's going to take us out to the site itself. And there you have it. This is what we updated. My first post. You can see I haven't refreshed the old page. It still says hello world. I can close that. My first post, new to WordPress and love it. There you have it. You just did the same thing. That's your first post on WordPress. Congratulations. This is your blog. Welcome to it. We want to thank you for watching our screencast. We hope this works out really well for you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them and we'll get back to them as soon as we can. We'll try to give you as much help as we can. And be sure to come back to our website, www.buildawordpressblog.com, for more tips, tricks, and how-tos on blogging, building your audience, and integrating with social media. Thanks for watching and happy blogging.